In the boundless expanse of heaven and earth, where fate twists like drifting mist and power is carved through blood and will, the legend continues. In the previous turning of events, Wang Lin stood at the edge of destiny, his path stained with countless trials, his heart tempered like an unyielding blade. Old enemies stir in the shadows, while unseen forces tighten their grasp upon the fragile balance of the cultivation world. Each step forward is no longer just survival, but defiance against the heavens themselves. Now, as we enter Renegade Immortal Chapter 782, Chapter 783, the storm deepens. Secrets long buried begin to surface, and the line between ally and foe grows ever more uncertain. With danger closing in from all sides, one question lingers in the silent void. Will Wang Lin seize control of his fate, or be swallowed by the chaos that awaits? Let the tale unfold. Before the storm of bloodshed and destiny unfolded, there existed a hidden order, one that few mortals, and even fewer cultivators, truly understood. Across the vast heavens, cultivation families were not equal. No, they stood divided by unseen ranks, bound by power, history, and the weight of time itself. In the distant Alliance star system, the mightiest known existence upon the surface was a rank 7 cultivation planet. That alone was enough to command awe, enough to suppress countless beings beneath its shadow. But above it, rank 8 cultivation planets existed like rare stars in a dark sky. Across the entire Alliance, only 3 such worlds remained. And then, there was the legend, a single rank 9 cultivation planet, one alone in the cosmos, unreachable, unfathomable, a peak that few even dared to imagine. Yet here, within the all-heaven star system, power was measured differently. Not merely by strength, but by time. Here, it was history that carved dominance into existence. Only those cultivation families that endured through countless generations, only those that survived the erosion of eras, could ascend into eternity. Within the 4 great domains of this system, countless cultivation planets existed. On each, 3 or 4 powerful families ruled, their strength nearly equal, locked in silent rivalry. Families like the Tang and the Zhan stood at the pinnacle of their respective worlds, unmatched by others beneath them. But even they were not the true rulers. Above them stood the 4 great families. Ancient bloodlines, their origins tracing back to the celestial realm itself. Before its collapse, their ancestors had been true celestials of the Thunder Celestial Realm. Their legacy was not ordinary, their presence not to be challenged lightly. And yet, even these towering forces were not the true masters of all heaven, because above them, hidden in the shadows, existed 2 more tiers of power. Families that spoke little, revealed nothing, yet controlled everything. These ancient clans were older still, far older than the 4 great families. They were remnants of a time before the celestial realm shattered. They had endured the collapse, survived the chaos, carried within them the inheritance of the ancient cultivation world itself. 6 such families once stood in all heaven, 6 pillars of an age long buried. Among them, the mysterious Xiang family of Donglin, and Li Yuan's own lineage. But time is merciless. Even immortality erodes beneath its endless flow. Over countless years, many of these ancient families declined, fading like dying stars. The Li family was one such casualty, and alongside them, 3 others fell into obscurity. Now, only 2 remained. 2 ancient forces, still breathing, still watching, and beyond even them there existed something more terrifying. Just as the Alliance had its rank 9 planet, all heaven had a family that surpassed even that concept, a primordial family, an existence born from the dawn of time itself. This family had witnessed everything, the birth of cultivation, the rise and fall of ancient worlds, the collapse of the celestial realm, the creation of the Thunder Celestial Temple. They had seen it all, lived through it all. Such a lineage was not merely powerful, it was terrifying. It was very likely they held secrets of the ancient celestial realm that no one else knew. Even their spells alone were enough to dominate the entire all-heaven star system. All of this, Wang Lin already knew. As he journeyed here, Li Yuan had revealed these truths to him one by one. And because of that knowledge, because of that understanding, Wang Lin stood calm, unmoved, even in the presence of the 4 great families. High above the pavilion, 2 elderly cultivators hovered, sustaining a fragment stamp between them. Their expressions were complicated, their thoughts tangled. After a moment of silence, one of them let out a dry chuckle. For a fellow cultivator to possess such formidable spells and treasures, you cannot be an unknown figure, he said slowly. Leave your name behind. Wang Lin's expression did not change. His voice was steady. Shumu. The old man's pupils shrank slightly. Though the man before him had not yet reached the Nirvana Scryer stage, they could not stop him. That much was clear. You have the qualifications, the old man said quietly, to enter the collection pavilion. At that moment, the other old man stepped forward, his gaze sharp. Fellow cultivator Shu, do you have any connection to the Shu family of Dong Lin? Wang Lin simply looked at him, silent, calm. The old man hesitated. Then suddenly his eyes lit up with realization. If you are not from the Shu family, he said, voice rising slightly, then on behalf of the Chen family, I invite you to become a non-family elder. A faint smile touched Wang Lin's lips. His eyes gleamed. That is not impossible, he said slowly. But for now, my goal is to enter the collection pavilion. He glanced briefly at the origin soul nearby, the cultivator who had lost his body. I hope the three of you will allow it. The bodiless cultivator sighed, emotions swirling within him. He understood. Wang Lin knew too much. The collection pavilion could only be opened by at least 2 members of the 4 great families. Without them, no one could enter. And so, there was no need for further conflict. The 3 joined forces. The pavilion trembled. From its 4 corners, horn-like structures slowly extended, moving toward one another. As they touched, a soft glow blossomed. An oval door of pure light emerged, floating in the air. Before Wang Lin stepped forward, the Chen family elder spoke again. My Chen family has entered this place hundreds of times, he said. Though the celestial spells within depend on fate, it is not entirely random. The longer you endure, the greater the reward. Wang Lin nodded faintly. From the memories he had taken, everything matched. There was no trap here, no deception. Without hesitation, he withdrew his treasures, stepped forward, and entered the glowing doorway. After he disappeared, silence fell. Then the bodiless cultivator spoke, bitterness in his voice. If we had known he was this strong, we would not have attacked him. With his cultivation, he can at most reach the 4th floor, just like us. Another old man shook his head. You underestimate him. His spells and treasures are terrifying. Even with equal cultivation, he held back. If not for the need to open the pavilion, he would not have stopped at killing just one of us. The bodiless man forced a smile. I could tell he intended to kill 2. If I hadn't fled quickly, my origin soul would have been destroyed as well. The Chen family elder spoke calmly. What's done is done. He has entered. His limit is the 4th floor. What he obtains depends on fate. Then, the bodiless cultivator asked quietly, Elder Chen, do you truly intend to recruit him? The elder nodded. He is too valuable. My Chen family needs such a person. He glanced at the others. I ask that you do not interfere. If he agrees to join us, then what happened to fellow cultivator Yao must remain unknown. As for fellow cultivator Lu's body, we will compensate, and fellow cultivator Song, you will receive a gift as well. But this is only if he accepts. Meanwhile, Wang Lin stepped into a world shrouded in gray mist, endless, silent. His divine sense could not extend. From all directions, faint whispers echoed, voices, indistinct, incomprehensible. Then, the mist moved. It surged toward him, gathering rapidly. In the blink of an eye, it formed a figure. A man made entirely of mist. His appearance was ordinary, yet his aura, it was not that of a cultivator. He raised his right hand, palm outward, motionless. Wang Lin's eyes narrowed. He understood. This was the test. Without hesitation, he stepped forward and pressed his palm against the figure's hand. A strange force surged into his body. It circulated once, then withdrew. A voice echoed, deep, ancient. Rank 8, Greater Celestial. You may enter the 4th floor and seek your fortune. Wang Lin pulled his hand back. His eyes flickered. Rank 8, he murmured. So this is how Celestials are measured. I have not yet reached the peak of the corporeal yang stage. If I do, what rank will I become? The mist figure began to dissipate. Wang Lin knew, once it vanished, he would be sent to the 4th floor, and there, everything would depend on luck. No matter how fortunate he was, he could only obtain a celestial spell from that level. Higher floors held greater treasures, but they were unreachable, because strength determined fate. Without sufficient cultivation, one had no right to even dream of them. But at that very moment, as the mist figure was about to vanish completely, A thought struck Wang Lin. A bold, dangerous thought. His heartbeat quickened. His mouth went dry. After a brief hesitation, he clenched his teeth. A pagoda appeared in his hand. His eyes glowed with a strange light. With a strike of his left hand, a white-robed woman emerged. Wang Lin retreated. Forming a seal, he used his origin energy to control her. Her arm rose. Her palm touched the fading mist figure. In that instant, the figure trembled violently. Its body flickered, on the verge of collapse. Then, after a long pause, the voice returned, heavier, more profound. Rank 9, Celestial Lord. You may proceed to the 9th floor to seek celestial spells. Wang Lin's eyes exploded with light. His fist clenched tightly. Without hesitation, he withdrew the woman, sealing her back into the pagoda, then into his storage. His heart pounded wildly. Rarely had he felt such intense emotion, because in this moment, he understood something profound. The difference between relying on luck and choosing one's destiny was as vast as heaven and earth. 9 steps into the heavens, and 1 step into oblivion. Before Wang Lin could even steady his breath, the figure ahead of him dissolved like mist under the rising sun. In its place, the fog twisted, coiling, condensing, until it formed a staircase that stretched endlessly upward, vanishing into a realm unseen. For a moment, silence. Then Wang Lin inhaled deeply, his eyes sharpened with unyielding resolve. Without hesitation, he stepped forward. 1 step, then another. With each ascent, the steps behind him crumbled into nothingness, as though the path itself refused retreat. Only forward, only higher. Meanwhile, outside the collection pavilion, beneath the quiet sky, 3 ancient cultivators stood in solemn watch. Their conversation drifted lightly, until suddenly, a burst of brilliance erupted from the pavilion. Light surged upward, dazzling and fierce. The old man from the Chen family narrowed his gaze, calm yet intrigued. Fellow cultivator Shu's opportunity has begun. I wonder what celestial technique he will seize from the 4th floor. The cultivator named Lu, her form long lost yet spirit intact, gave a faint nod. Fate and fortune walk beside cultivation. Though unseen, they reveal themselves at crucial moments. I suspect he will gain something remarkable. But the 3rd man, Song, remained silent. His eyes sharpened, his voice dropped, heavy with unease. Something is wrong. The other 2 turned immediately. Their expressions changed. Above the pavilion, the first beam of light was no longer alone. 4 more streaks shot into the heavens, rippling the sky like a stone cast into a still lake. From below, the sight was nothing short of majestic. 5 beams! Lu's voice trembled, disbelief flooding her tone. He has reached the 5th floor? Chen's eyes gleamed. It seems we have misjudged him. Fellow cultivator, Shu must stand at the peak of corporeal yang, perhaps even brushing the threshold of nirvana scryer. Only then could he barely qualify for the 5th level. Chen spoke slowly, as if weighing each word. If he had already stepped into nirvana scryer, entering the Thunder Celestial realm would be impossible. Unless... Before he could finish, 2 more beams erupted. 7 pillars of light pierced the heavens. The sky itself seemed to tremble. The 3 stood frozen. Song's voice shook, almost whispering. 7, that means the 7th floor. Impossible. Lu's thoughts went blank. Chen's reaction was even more violent. His eyes widened as if staring into the abyss. What level of cultivation is required for the 7th floor? Sumu cannot possibly possess such power. Could it be luck? Has he truly bypassed the trial through sheer fortune? But before they could recover, 2 more beams, 9 rays of divine brilliance exploded into the sky. It was as if thunder roared within their souls. The 3 cultivators fell into complete silence. 5 beams, they could accept. 7, they doubted. But 9, there was no explanation left except destiny itself. Even their ancestral forebears had only reached the 8th floor when the celestial realm last opened. The 9th had never been touched. Far above, beyond mortal comprehension, Wang Lin finally reached the end of the endless steps. The final step beneath his feet glowed softly. Before him stood a small pavilion. Simple, quiet, yet suffused with an ancient presence. Inside, rows of wooden frames lined the walls, each holding a piece of celestial jade that shimmered with a gentle, inviting light. At the far wall, a painting. A tree stood within it. Half its leaves were golden, as if caught between autumn and eternity. Beneath the tree, a young boy sat cross-legged, cultivating in stillness. In the upper corner, Inked words lingered: call the wind, summon the rain, magic arsenal, lands collapse, mountains crumble, dark moon, clear skies. Wang Lin studied it carefully. His mind turned. Call the wind, summon the rain, likely two separate techniques. Magic arsenal? Another spell. He frowned slightly. But lands collapse, mountains crumble, and then dark moon, clear skies. What meaning lies within these phrases? Unable to grasp its depth, he turned his attention elsewhere. The pavilion was bare. No tables, no luxuries. Only a stone mat lay upon the ground, worn and sunken, as though someone had cultivated upon it for countless years. Wang Lin stepped closer. He reached out. His hand passed straight through it. His brows furrowed. He turned to the celestial jades. The same result. Untouchable. Unreal. Everything here was an illusion. A bitter smile tugged at his lips. If I had known, I would have remained on the fourth floor. His gaze returned to the painting. Silence stretched. Then, his eyes lit up. He sat down, staring deeply into the artwork. The ninth floor, a place even celestial lords tread. This cannot be mere illusion. Perhaps I am the one unable to perceive its truth. If so, then this painting is the key. He emptied his mind, letting go of all distractions. He immersed himself entirely within the image. Time slipped by unnoticed. Gradually, his breathing slowed, his thoughts faded. At last, his eyes closed. Yet even in darkness, the painting remained vivid within his mind. It pulled him, drew him inward fast. But something resisted. A barrier, subtle yet unyielding. Wang Lin's eyes snapped open. Something is wrong. His gaze shifted, locked onto the boy beneath the tree. He remembered clearly. The boy had been still, no movement, no gestures. But now, the boy's hands formed a seal. Wang Lin's heart trembled. He leaned closer. Time passed once more. 7 days. 7 days of unwavering focus. He discovered that every few hours the boy's hand would change. Subtly, almost imperceptibly. A sequence. A hidden pattern. Wang Lin memorized every seal. On the 8th day, he began to replicate them. The moment his fingers formed the first seal, the entire pavilion trembled. He stopped, startled, then continued. Again, the pavilion shook, as though shrinking inward. Shock flashed through his eyes. His hands moved faster. Seal after seal. The tremors intensified. Then suddenly ceased. Confusion struck him. But he did not stop. His speed increased. His very body felt as if it were dissolving. His consciousness drifting, entering the painting itself. When the final seal formed, a thunderous explosion erupted in his mind. His body collapsed. His origin soul quaked violently. Darkness swallowed him. Then, clarity. He opened his eyes and saw endless void. Behind him stood the same tree, half golden, leaves rustling softly in an unseen breeze. He looked down. A Taoist robe covered his body. He had become the boy. He had entered the painting. Above, in the sky, the inked words remained. Call the wind, summon the rain, magic arsenal, lands collapse, mountains crumble, dark moon clears. As he gazed upon them, they melted. Ink dripped like rain, falling upon the ground. The void shattered. Noise erupted. Figures appeared. Countless, indistinct, they surrounded him, seated, whispering, yet their voices remained just beyond comprehension. Then, silence. A figure emerged, blurred, yet overwhelming. Pressure filled the air. The figure floated, seated above all. A faint smile. A clear voice echoed. Today, Master Carefree paints the opening of the collection pavilion. Celestial Lord Runbai has invited me to witness it. And so I have invited you all to hear my Tao. His hand rose. Wind roared. Black wind swallowed the sky. It twisted, formed 9 colossal black dragons. Their roars shook heaven and earth. Their breath carried a chilling force that could extinguish all life. Wang Lin's heart froze. The power was beyond comprehension. This is Call the Wind. It extinguishes the life fire of all beings. Pain exploded within Wang Lin. His soul shattered into fragments. But then, a gentle force embraced him. A voice laughed softly. The Celestial Emperor's technique is profound. I shall inscribe it within this painting to be stored upon the 9th floor. Whether one may comprehend it depends on fate. Wang Lin's soul turned to ink, forming 3 words. Call the wind. Power surged, his soul reformed. Shot outward, his vision blurred, and he returned back to his fallen body. Wang Lin trembled as his eyes opened. Fear filled them. The echo of that voice still lingered. This is fortune. He stared at the painting. Everything felt real. Celestial Emperor, Celestial Lord, Master Carefree. Realization dawned. This painting was created by the same hand as those he had seen before. After a long silence, Wang Lin stood. He did not even glance at the celestial jades. Compared to what he had gained, they were nothing. He left. Steps formed beneath his feet once more, his mind still adrift. Call the wind. At the base, he stepped forward and vanished. Outside, the three cultivators had recovered, barely, yet disbelief lingered. Then, jealousy. It crept into their hearts, growing, devouring reason. The unknown treasure of the ninth floor, it called to them, irresistibly. Then, the pavilion doors shone. Wang Lin emerged. But something was wrong. His eyes were distant, his steps unfocused. Like a man lost between worlds, the three exchanged glances. Ruthlessness flickered within them. Chen's eyes turned cold. Forgive me, fellow cultivator Shu, but the celestial spell is too tempting. In your current state, the heavens themselves have given me this chance. No more hesitation. The three lunged forward, treasures ignited. Killing intent surged, their most powerful techniques all unleashed toward Wang Lin.